May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Let's vote on the new board member. Sure.
I'm hoping that both of our two candidates, since you're still here, and I saw you at last night's meeting, you're still interested in being school board members.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Okay, so we don't vote, and then you say,
we don't
no,
vote,
thanks.
And you say, no, I don't think so.
And the other thing I just wanted to say personally, but I'm sure the rest of the board shares these sentiments. We thank both of you for applying for the job. It really means a lot to us to have people in the community that will want to be part of Santa Fe Public Schools and help lead us in the future. So I thank both of you, and unfortunately we don't have one board seat, but I hope whoever is not chosen will still want to continue to help Santa Fe Public Schools.
I was going to say all of that, but
Oh,
thank
sorry.
you. But thank you for saying it. Board Member Carrillo.
I would ask that Lisa be allowed to lead us through the whatever, because I know there's procedure we're going to take.
We cannot vote. We cannot vote. Oh, this is something else. I'm sorry. Yes.
President Price, members of the board, Superintendent Garcia, the board decided to submit their individual votes in the open meeting by individually writing down the names of the name of their candidate of choice on the sheet of paper. Each of you has the sheet of paper with your name on it, and you will be writing the name of the candidate you choose and then passing it over to President Price. And after she receives all of your writings, then she will read them aloud at this open meeting, and your writings will be attached to the minutes.
Now, I have to ask you, because I've spoken to 3 different lawyers, and they said that this is a violation of the Open Meetings Act.
President Price, members of the board, Superintendent Garcia, I did research this pretty exhaustively. It's not a straw vote. It is not a secret vote. It is a vote conducted fully in open meeting, because you will be announcing the names of the candidate, and you will be attributing the choice to each board member. So, for example, if I had to nominate one of my kids for, dishwashing duty, you'd read it in open meeting and everybody would know whom I had chosen. That was a really poor example, I'm sorry. But
let's say you nominated Lorraine Price, excuse me. Let's say you nominated Lorraine Price. So you would say, I would, and I'm the board president. Well, I can't do it that way either. Well, I could nominate myself.
You're going to be reading every vote there will be attribution. So what I think the reason the board asked to have this written this way is to not influence each other, so that everyone individually would write who they wanted. But it's going to be clearly open, because you're going to be saying board member Carrillo, person X, by Secretary Noble, person Y, and
all right.
so it will be open. There will be attribution. Everybody will know how everybody voted.
I hope I'm not going to get in trouble here. Okay.
President Price, members of the board, Superintendent Garcia, I feel very confident that this is done completely in the open meeting,
okay.
Completely in the spirit of the Open Meetings Act.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Not that I'm not unused to getting in trouble. Yes.
What's the procedure if there's a tie?
Let's go there if there is one.
All right, that's fine.
right, Board Member Carrillo, my choice to fill the remainder of the resigning Board of Education member Linda Trujillo's District 4 term is Rudy Garcia. My choice, Kate Noble, my choice to fill the remainder of the resigning Board of Education member Linda Trujillo's District 4 team is tough decision, Rudy Garcia, for his knowledge of the capital projects process. Maureen Cashman, I guess that's the way I... Maureen Cashman, my choice to fill the remainder of the resigning Board of Education member Linda Trujillo's District 4 term is Rudy Garcia. Board of Education President Lorraine Price, my choice to fill the remainder of resigning Board of Education member Linda Trujillo's District 4 term is Rudy Garcia. The new member of, yes.
Oh, you can announce them, right? But I want to
Okay. The new board member for District 4 is Rudy Garcia. Welcome to our group. And I would like to talk to you before you leave. Thank you. Yes, sir.
So, to Mr. Salazar, I want to say thank you very much, just as Maureen did. And I want you to be involved, and it's my understanding, and certainly not my decision or anything, but if Rudy's here, he can't be on the CRC.
I'm going to handle that, because
okay.
that's my position.
No, I know it is.
Yeah, I'm going to take care of that.
Okay, that's fine. But I just want you to be involved in the district, because clearly this is something that matters to you, education. So there you have it. And for me, it was, since the person has to hit the ground running so fast, it was really about knowledge of district, knowledge of capital projects and everything else. But I enjoyed speaking with you, meeting you, being at the forums, and appreciate you very much.
And also, would you please have do you want us to get a judge for you, or would you like to get a judge to swear you in at the study session?
Board President Price, board members, first of all, I'd actually like to give John a hug, because actually he and I actually have been through this, and I just want to tell him congratulations. And I really appreciate him being part of this and stepping up to the plate as a community member, because there's tons of community members out there, and I'm just glad that he stepped up to the plate.
John?
Thank you, Madam President. I want to thank the board for their consideration. I appreciate the opportunity to have been considered to fill out the term for Representative Trujillo. Rudy Garcia is a lifelong public servant who has done an outstanding job working for the constituents of Santa Fe County, but more importantly, Rudy Garcia is my friend, and I know he's going to do a great job representing the schools and families of District 4. I've enjoyed this experience, and what's life without experiences that take us out of our comfort zone from time to time. Now, I want to thank you, Shayna, for encouraging me to apply and for supporting me in the things that I want to do in this life. I appreciate you and I love you. And I just want to thank everybody for this process, and thank you for the kind words, Member Carrillo.
I just want to add my voice. I echo the sentiments of my fellow board members. This was really tough for me, and I think that in the end, what I've learned is how important the capital process is, and I think Mr. Garcia's knowledge will be incredibly valuable. I think you're both admirably committed to the public schools, and that was the hard part, is to have to tell someone who really believes in the public schools that they weren't chosen. And I should say, Mr. Salazar, I actually received a number of unsolicited references for you from fans of yours in the community. So you have quite a fan base out there, and people have told me how much they have appreciated working with you in a variety of capacities. So I really appreciate the engagement, and I echo the sentiments of my fellow board members in saying that I hope you will stay involved and continue to show up, because, as Board Member Carrillo often says, not enough people show up for the public schools, and those that do are truly appreciated and can make a real difference, so thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to go over some quick procedure. You would be sworn in at the next meeting. And do you need us to get you a judge, or would you like to select a judge of your own choosing?
Board President and board members, I will actually find a judge to swear me in.
Thank you. And then I also wanted to tell you, you can no longer sit on the Citizens Review Committee because you were my appointee, and there are 2 board members, and we can't have more than 2 board members on that committee. Linda sat on the Audit Committee, and I would like you to consider taking that seat on the Audit Committee. And also, I would like you to consider being on the Citizens Review Committee. So please think about it, okay? And let me know. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you, Board President, members of the board. I just want to thank you both, first of all, for stepping up to the plate. These guys make it look easy, and it seems like it's just, pretty kind of a neat thing to be on when everything's going great. And I've worked with lots of boards all over this state. And let me tell you, when things aren't going great, which can happen in running a school district, or you have a budget crisis, or maybe you're considering closing a school, or any number of things, it becomes one of the most hideous positions or boards to be on, in that it's so difficult because you have such difficult choices to make. And people are very passionate about children, and they should be, but unfortunately, they only show up on these very, very tough decisions that this board has to make. And it takes a lot of courage and a lot of commitment to do that work. And I take my hat off to anyone who is willing to serve on a board of education. I think people don't recognize its importance and what they really have to do and the tough decisions they have to make. And so I thank you for just being willing to do the work. And I heard great things. I worked with Rudy, but I've heard great things about you. I was looking forward to working with either of you. It was, as superintendent, you're my bosses. And of course, I'm curious about who the board is going to be. And so I felt like either way, I was looking forward to working with you, and hopefully you'll consider being on the CRC, and we'll work with you on that. And Mr. Garcia, we're going to look forward to having you on this board. But again, thank you so much, because it does take courage to be willing to step up to the plate and to take on these tough jobs. It's not easy being a board member, so my hat's off to both of you.
Board Member Carrillo?
Echoing what Dr. Garcia and President Price have said, I'd like it very much, John, if you would consider the CRC. People don't realize the power's in the purse. So when we're doing budget work, what determines policy often, what determines direction of district is where money goes. Board does money. CRC does money. And I mean, I know that you're, I'm sure, familiar with, not controversy, but challenges, building, Otero, especially building Community Real, because it was supposed to be down, which was ridiculous location for it, was supposed to be down at Henry Lynch Road and all that. But there's a great deal, there are a lot of challenges to be met on the CRC and a great responsibility, and I just would love you to consider that. If you did consider that, if you could let President Price know, because we could get that on the agenda for the meeting of December 12th, and then we have a meeting on the 13th.
Yes.
Yeah, because you can't even come, I guess, on the 13th, because we'll be there and you're going to be sworn in by then.
He can come and sit as an audience member.
You can be an audience member, yeah, but yeah, it all happens so quickly. So there you have it. And then also relative to what Dr. Garcia was saying, I really wish board members around the country, certainly around the state, would realize the extent of their influence with more than 10,000 democratically elected board members throughout the country. Board of Education members could run the table politically in this country if we wanted to. We certainly could in this state, if we were united behind issues. So hats off to anyone serving on a board. It's never hideous, even when you consider closing a school.
It's scary.
It can be scary, it's challenging, but the thing I love about our board is we're always up for the challenge, and ultimately we get the job done. So anyway, it's a pleasure to serve on this board, both of you. Thank you very much.
Secretary Noble?
Just a point of clarification, which is really, I think, a question probably for Lisa, but it was told to me that I believe actually service begins immediately, so that even though there's 6 days between today and the swearing in is actually somewhat ceremonial if there happened to be some crisis, which we hope there will not be, but you would be in a voting capacity on this board, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
So make
President.
sure we have your most updated email and everything so that you can start getting the updates and whatnot.
And I don't know if you noticed, but on Saturday, see, it starts, man. On Saturday, we have at 9 o'clock in the morning at BF Young, a strategic plan board meeting. Strategic plan board meeting. Yes, it's been changed to 9 a.m.
Madam Chair, unfortunately, or unfortunately, I participated in raising this little girl since she was 5 years old, and she's actually a junior at West Point, and she actually is a cheerleader for West Point, and we're actually attending the Army West Point
wow.
Navy game this weekend, so I'll be unable to attend the
Okay. Wish I could go with you.
the strategic planning meeting.
Yeah, that's exciting. Okay. Vice President Cashman?
And I would just like to echo what Board Member Carrillo said. The CRC is a good, I started out on the CRC, and so it's a good stepping stone. It's a good way to get your feet wet in the district. The time commitment is a little bit less, so I really hope that you consider President Price's offer. It's a great group of people to work with. I'm sure Rudy can fill you in on all the background. But I think you'd enjoy it, and I'd sure like to see you sitting there. I think you'd be a welcome addition to that committee, so I hope you seriously consider that. Thank you.
And to show you my record, Maureen Cashman and Rudy Garcia were my appointees to the CRC. So take that into consideration also. I seem to be doing all right. All right. Any corrections to the advanced planning? I think we did that last night. Just note that 9 o'clock, not 8 o'clock. I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Meeting is adjourned.